Hey, y'all. How y'all doing? I hope y'all doing well. This is your girl, Tonetta, your social worker coach. I want to say good afternoon. Well, it's afternoon here. So whenever you see in this video, good morning, good afternoon, good day, good night, whatever time it is. But like I said, I definitely want to do this video because I'm actually, it's hot in this car. I didn't want to have the window down, y'all. But it's hot in this car, actually. Goodness gracious. But like I said, I want to do this video. I'm just actually leaving one of my support groups that I facilitate. So I want to do this video, not based off that support group, but just kind of based off some of the issues and the things that we, of course, talk about and things that we, of course, go through when you're dealing with somebody with memory loss issues, like dementia, Alzheimer's, any cognitive cognitive memory losses, those types of things. But give me a chance to, of course, get out this parking lot so I can turn and start talking, because otherwise I'll be looking back and forth trying to figure out how to get out of here. So give me 1 second, y'all. I think I can go. Yeah. Okay. And like I said, a lot of you may know that I'm, of course, a social worker, but right now I'm facilitating support groups for caregivers. And, of course, just hearing some of their stories, some of the information that they share. And, of course, I know not just with that, but, of course, in the population in general, it's things like memory care issues, memory loss issues like dementia, Alzheimer's, those types of things are running rampant, at least from what I see in our communities. And like I said, I know a lot of folks, of course, out there caregiving for loved ones who may be going through memory loss issues or cognitive loss issues, those kind of things. It can definitely be terrifying for one. There may be a few happy moments in there somewhere, but it's definitely terrifying. It's definitely frustrating. It brings out a lot of anger, and it definitely brings out a lot of, like I said, things within you, the caregiver, that will help you get more patience or help you think about getting more patience. I guess I put it that way. And like I said, definitely, I just know when it comes to memory loss and those kind of things, there isn't, I mean, of course, there's the doctors. I see articles about the doctor saying there's medications and this kind of things that can help slow it, but that, I mean, for everybody that's not the case, and for everybody that does not actually happen. For some, it actually speeds up the process and that kind of thing. But like I said, definitely for a lot of people that, I mean, it doesn't happen. But for some it do. I know there's hope for some. There's some that do. But like I said, you still would at some point, regardless of the research, the medication, or that kind of thing that can possibly slow the progress down, like I said, you're still going to have to deal with the same issues anyway when it comes to learning how to talk to somebody and communicate to somebody that has memory loss. Let me get some water, y'all. I feel like I'm screaming or something. But like I said, trying to talk to somebody that has memory loss is not going to be the logical conversations that you normally have with anybody else. There's going to be a lot of times where they're repeating back and forth, asking the same question. What color's your sky today? What color clothes do you have on? The same questions 15, 20 times a day. That's going to happen. Like I said, there's a lot of things that happen that, of course, is frustrating for caregivers. And like I said, me leading these support groups and just hearing the stories and bringing things out in people to, of course, continue sharing their story. Like I said, that's the biggest thing that you can do, is to attend some type of, if they have it in your area, because I know every area does not have it, but if they have some type of support group in your area. Because like I said, that you shouldn't go through stuff like that alone at all. Because like I said, I know I talked to many, and before I even came here to Tucson and started this position, back at the home health agency, I was there almost 6 years. And there were some of the clients, of course, that had dementia, Alzheimer's, or that kind of thing, or memory loss, that type of thing also, and it does take a toll on people. And like I said, the main thing I can tell you is to make sure that you get some type of support. I don't know if a lot of you all know, because I know, like I said, I want to start having these social worker moments where I'm sharing this type of information to, especially for those, since I'm working with the older population, that kind of thing. And I know we're all going to get older at some point anyway. I'm getting older. I'll be 47 later on this year. And like I said, just making sure that I'm providing resources, at least the information, because I don't know what all you have in all your areas, but at least just provide the information to you all, some information, some resources that you can possibly look out for, look up, research in your area, that kind of thing as well. And like I said, the support groups definitely is one. Like I said, I facilitate those down here. Well, one of the groups of classes down here. And like I said, definitely that's a good place for you to meet other caregivers, especially if you're the person that's, of course, caring for an elder parent or your husband, your wife, your cousin, your whoever that loved one is. Like I said, we all need support, and you're going to need some support in order to get through that process. Trust and believe. Like I said, I've talked to many over the years who've tried to do it on their own. I've seen people personally try to caregive for somebody alone, and like I said, it will run you ragged, it will burn you out. Stress is real, y'all. Stress does kill. It can give you heart attacks, it can give you aneurysms, it can give you strokes, all types of things. It can shut you down and have you in the hospital for weeks or days at a time. Like I said, we have got to get that kind of support, y'all. And like I said, support groups, if you have one in your area, are definitely something good to attend. Even if it's online, because I do online ones as well. Even if it's online, you still need somebody, some person, somebody that you can, of course, reach out to or talk to, even if it's once a month or twice a week or whenever the groups are, that you can, of course, relate to, and somebody that can, of course, you can share your story with, and somebody that can, of course, give you some resources or tips on how they took care of their loved one or that kind of thing as well. Because we're all going to get older. We're all going to die at some point as well. That's a fact of reality for everybody that's on this earth. And some people have dementia, have Alzheimer's, have memory loss illnesses, and some don't. But like I said, I know a lot lately we've been hearing about, at least I hear about, because I'm working with them all the time, and there's other health issues as well, but like I said, the memory loss illnesses are usually the worst, I guess, from what I see. Not saying that it's worse than anything else, but the worst, what I mean, is that your loved one at some point is not going to recognize who you are anymore. That's the loss that I mean, the ambiguous grieving, the ambiguous loss. Because when you have memory loss, the short-term memory, of course, that's the first thing that usually goes. The long-term, of course, is towards the end. But having somebody that you've always loved, you've been married to for 30, 40 years, that kind of thing, not even know who you are, not even want you to touch them or hug them, even if it's your parent, that is definitely hard to deal with. And like I said, I heard all the time from caregivers, and that, like I said before I even came down to Tucson, about how they don't get the time for themselves. They're trying to care for their loved one. That's a 24-hour job. On-call job, I guess I put it that way. Some folks aren't being paid, and some folks do get paid for it. Some folks I've seen have to quit their jobs to care for their mom, dad, their husband, because they didn't have any other help. Like I said, this is definitely is nothing to play with, but it's definitely something to think about. This music, who got that music? I'm trying to make sure they don't all this music. But like I said, it's definitely something to think about. Because like I said, we never know what we're going to face when we get older. We never know that. I have people that tell me a lot. Some of the clients, it's like, okay, I signed up to be married to this person, but we were looking to have a happy life and to travel and do all these things, but I had no idea that Alzheimer's or dementia or any kind of memory loss was going to come into play. Now we can't do any of them things anymore. That's hard to deal with. And like I said, I see it on the front line all the time, like the last about 6 years now. Working with the home health agency, a lot of our clients were disabled, elder, and they had issues like this as well. And they had caretakers as well. And like I said, that's a lot to deal with, y'all. You have got to ask for support. Some of you all may not know, like I said, about the support groups. I know back in St. Louis, we didn't even have any that I knew of, especially in the city of St. Louis, any support groups for caregivers. I knew of none. I didn't know of any until I got here to Tucson, actually. And I've been in St. Louis all my life before this. Well, 45 years before this. I've only been in Tucson, 7-8 months? And they have all these types of resources down here, and I didn't see any of this back home. They had support groups for divorce and all that kind of stuff with the kids and stuff like that. Of course, baby loss and that kind of thing, I understand that, but people out here hurting, y'all. Need some assistance. I know respite care. That's another resource that you can look into. Like I said, I have no idea what's in your area, but if you're caregiving for somebody, you have got to look into, like I said, the support groups is one, for you to, of course, clear your mind, to, of course, get things off your chest, the frustrations, the guilt, the anger, all that type of stuff, because that would drive you insane. But like I said, also think about or look up respite resources. I know I did a video last week, or was it this week, talking about the AAAs, the Area Agency on Aging. Every single city and county have that in this country. And And those are agencies that of course have not all the, but a lot of resources for our seniors and for our elders. They have a lot of different resources. That's who I work for down here in Tucson. They have hotlines that you can call and get some information, get some resources, talk to one of the caregiver, I guess, specialists to, of course, get those kind of resources. Now, granted, every city, state, county is going to be different when it comes to the resources that they provide, but they do have area agency on aging that you can reach out to get some type of support. And they should have information for you to, of course, obtain some respite resources. Respite, for y'all who don't know, respite is like a daycare service. They have it for older adults too, not just the adult daycare centers, but they also have respite services where somebody would come into your home, whether it's from a home health care agency. I think that's usually who of course has the respite services, or even if you know a family member or a friend or neighbor or somebody that could come in and give you a few hours of me time, a few hours for you to, of course, to relax or to get appointments done or to go and take care of your own health. That's what respite is, I guess, a break time. Yes, you would have to pay for that if you're looking at an agency and that kind of thing. If they don't have if you don't have any kind of family support or friend or neighbor or that kind of thing that can step in, yes, you would have to pay for that. But there are some agencies and some resources out there that can, of course, assist you in paying those costs through the area agency on aging. I don't know if a lot of you all know that, but down here in Tucson, like I said, I cannot say what they have in the other states. Because I know back in St. Louis, these services weren't even available in the AAA office, I guess I put it that way. They didn't have support groups either. But like I said, definitely these are some services, like I said, you can look into. Even if you all as a family can get together to pay for a day of adult daycare or pay for somebody to come in to look after your loved one just for a few hours to give the person that's caregiving a break, trust me, that will definitely bring them a lot of happiness and joy. I don't know if any of you have ever taken care of somebody 24 hours a day, not kids, but an adult, having to try to lift this person. You can always most times lift your child, unless they're heavy for something, I guess, weigh so much for some reason, but usually you can lift the child. And they can, of course, assist you in that process. But somebody that has memory loss, dementia, Alzheimer's, those types of things, at some point they're going to forget how to lift their leg up. They're going to forget how to get out of the bed in the morning. They're going to forget how to say hello or how to talk. I don't care what they did in their life. If they were professors or teachers, if they were astronauts, whatever they did, at some point, if they have memory loss issues like that, they're going to forget how to put those things together and forget how to do those things. And that's going to be very, very frustrating. Like I said, frustrating, angry, all those types of things you're going to go through. You're going to need that support. Like I said, I hear it all the time. For the last several years, I've been hearing that. I have a health issue. I may die before my loved one because I can't even go to my own doctor's appointments. A lot of caregivers, I'm not trying to scare anybody, but there's stats out there that, of course, let us know that this stress will definitely eat you alive from caregiving. Some caregivers don't even take care of themselves because they're trying to take care of their loved ones and put themselves on the back burner, creating a horrible issue for themselves when it comes to their own health. And even being able to care for somebody else. And them having to go get the help or have surgery or go into a care home before their loved one that they were even caring for did. We have got to take care of ourselves, y'all. Every single support group I have, I'm always asking, what did you do this time to, of course, bring yourself some joy? Self-care is really big. Whether it's meditating or dancing or listen to music, whatever it is, self-care is always needed, especially for the caregivers. Like I said, I see it all the time. They burn out quick. And just to let you know, like I said, there's all types of resources. Like I said, people won't tell you this. I'm going to make sure, like I said, these social worker moments, these are moments for me to, of course, talk about the resources that I know, of course, down here in Tucson. But trust and believe, there should be something in your area that at least compares to that, where you can still get some help from. Even if you have to pay full cost or partial cost, there's something out there to help you as well. Like I said, the respite care, those support groups for the caregiver to, of course, release the things that they're going through and feeling. Then, of course, like I said, the respite care, a break time care, I guess I put it that way. Either at an adult daycare center, those should be in most cities. I know the rural areas, they're still trying to catch up with those kind of services. So you may have to go to a bigger city in order to get that kind of thing. But there's always somebody possibly that you can ask, a neighbor, a friend, a family member, somebody that you can ask to come in, to, of course, to provide that respite care and give you a break. You have to have that. Like I said, if the family can, of course, put together some money to pay for a day of adult daycare or pay for a respite provider to come in, that's a solution as well. But like I said, you'll definitely need that. Like I said, I know I'm almost to my, it's like back to my other part of my job, but like I said, I definitely want to bring this video on her today because I know there's a lot of caregivers out there who need some help and need some support. They're sitting at home. I know certain cultures down here in Tucson is a big Mexican culture, Indian. A lot of them don't believe in seeking outside help. It's always on the woman to, of course, sit there and take care of whoever the loved one is, that kind of thing, but they need that support too. I understand that's dealing with culture, but still, us black folks sometimes have issues in reaching out, getting care too, when it comes to caring for our loved one at home, because I've been there, I've assisted it as well. But we have to learn to ask for the help. I know a lot of times I hear about people, my family won't come help, or my daughter, my son, they have jobs, or everybody else is busy, but it's all falling on me. Did you tell them what you're going through? I know a lot of times, no, I didn't tell them all this. I didn't tell them the full story. What are you waiting on? I just had this conversation last week. What are you waiting on? There's no reason why you cannot tell these people what's going on with your loved one, whoever you're taking care of. That mom's sick, dad's sick, I don't know, my daughter's sick, whoever it is that you're taking care of. My husband's sick, my wife is sick, I need help. I know a lot of time it's pride and ego. And thinking that we still have it all and we can do it ourselves. Because nobody's going to take care of our loved one like we take care of them. I don't give a damn who it is. If you need the help and you need that break time, get that break time. Nobody's going to care for your loved one like you do. We all know that. Everybody's different. Nobody's going to do anything like you do ever in life, period. But at some point, you're going to have to open your mouth as well to let folks know what's going on and what you're dealing with. Otherwise, how would they know what you're dealing with? Like I said, that shouldn't, I know it is an issue. I heard a lot. That me and my family fell out or whatever the case may be. Okay, that's fine. But at some point, if you want the help, you may have to try to repair those things. Or figure out what the deal is and why y'all fell out and how y'all can solve the issue or whatever it is. I hate to hear that family or I guess is not involved. I guess I put it that way. Even when I worked at the home health agency, a lot of these folks had kids. The kids could have cared less what was going on. I can't say everybody, but a lot of them. They know their mother, their father's sick, living alone, this kind of thing. Ain't even coming to, I was over there checking on them more than they were. And they don't make no sense at all. We all have got to realize that at some point we're going to need somebody to care for us too. Yeah, we can talk about letting go and all these people and all this kind of stuff, but at some point you have to realize that you're going to have somebody that's going to take care of you too, because you got too sick to care for yourself. I always talk about, of course, I love relationships. I love talking about relationships, and regret is one of the things that always comes up. I regret that I did not mend this relationship with my sister or my cousin or whoever it was. We done went 40, 50 years not talking. She done died. I didn't even tell her I'm sorry about this situation. At what point are we going to realize that it's not even worth it? A lot of the situations that y'all are even mad about. Now, if they tried to kill you, that's a different situation. But I mean, if it's something that a personality or, I don't know, somebody said something the wrong way or you took something the wrong way, learn how to start mending some of those relationships, y'all. I'm not saying you have to kiss somebody's ass. I'm not saying that at all. But when it comes to the end-of-life care, and I'll talk about that in a different video, you're going to need some support and some help, whether it's for yourself or for the person that you're caring for. We have got to remember that, y'all. Like I said, I know I've seen everything from birth to death at this point, or working with a lot, well, actually in my own life too, but professionally working with folks from birth to death as well. And it's no joke when you get to the end of your life and you have no damn body to care for you. Nobody to even come check on you to make sure you have a meal, to make sure you didn't soil yourself or peel yourself, that kind of thing. We have to have those types of support in our life, y'all. It ain't got to be family, that's up to you. But a support system of some sort, because we're all going to get to those ages where we need somebody to help take care of us. We're all going to get there. I can tell you that because I've seen a lot of that in the last 6 years. Like I said, that definitely just saddens me. And I know there's only so much as a social worker that I can do. That's why I always urge people to, of course, if you have a broken relationship in your family or whatever it is, try to get that mended as much as you can, so that they can help in whenever you need the support. Like I said, I'm not trying to say kiss somebody's ass, but at some point you have to do something if you need that support. Especially if you're caregiving for somebody with any kind of illness, not just memory care issues. Any type of illness. It's not easy to lift somebody out the bed when they're weighing even 98 pounds. That's deadlift weight. Unless you're a bodybuilder, that kind of thing, and you're used to lifting that kind of weight, otherwise you're going to strain your back and hurt yourself. So like I said, I definitely want to bring this video to you all. Like I said, definitely caregiving is really, I mean, it is no joke. And like I said, when you caregive, you have got to ask for help. Like I said, there's resources out there that can assist. Down here in Tucson, like I said, they have all types of resources. Back home in St. Louis, they barely had any, besides home health care agencies. But like I said, at some point, we have definitely got to realize that there are resources out there that can possibly help us, y'all. Like I said, the first thing, if you're caregiving for somebody who's a senior that either has memory loss issues, dementia, Alzheimer's, that kind of thing, or anything else, make sure that y'all look for a support group, either online or in person, that you can go to so that you can clear your mind. And number two, realize that if you can't, of course, go out to exercise or do the things that you need to do to help take care of your health, that there's always respite services. I know some, of course, some folks, respite, like I said, a break service, that you can get a break, that you can go to your own doctor's appointments, that you can go on a trip, that kind of thing. Or you need somebody to watch your loved one for a week or two at a time because somebody else is sick in the family, you have to travel, that kind of thing. There are resources out there like that. But like I said, all of them are not free. I know a lot of folks may not have all that income, that kind of thing, but just know that I know down here in Arizona it's called all tax, but I still call it Medicaid, state-sponsored Medicaid insurance. If you can qualify for that or get your loved one to qualify for that, that will definitely be a big help. They have adult daycare centers for those with just regular health issues and those who just want to get out, and for those who have memory loss issues as well. Just know that those services are available. And some other time, I don't know every state's Medicaid system, but I know somewhat here in Arizona. I'm still learning, and I know St. Louis, Missouri, because I was there my whole life. In some other video, I will talk about that. Qualifications, that kind of thing, or general qualifications, I guess I put it that way. But like I said, definitely just make sure that y'all understand. If you know if you know somebody that's caring for somebody, make sure that you step in and help as much as you can, even if it's scheduling doctor's appointments, even if it's sending them a care package every month, something. They need help, and they may not even ask, because a lot of them don't ask. But like I said, you have just reach out to them as much as you can to check on them. And Patty, you're definitely right. Self-care is definitely priority. Stress will kill you. And if you're not getting the stress that you need, having some type of happiness in your life, that creates the depression, anxiety, all these types of things. So we have to make sure that we have that, y'all, especially for our caregivers. And not, like I said, I know this is about caregiving and older adults, that kind of thing, but in general, self-care is very important. Even for me as a social worker, and I'll get into that in a different video, is very important too. Because we can, of course, burn out as well from seeing all these things take place. Seeing patients die and all this kind of stuff going on, because I've had that many a times. We have to care for ourselves first and foremost, y'all. So like I said, with that, I'm going to go ahead and get off here, because I actually have to get into the office. I'm here at my job now. So like I said, definitely if you know somebody that's a caregiver or has parents that are aging, that kind of thing, and this may be an issue, make sure that you tag them in this video or share this with them. And as always, like I always say, feel free to share this video on your social media sites, that kind of thing, just so that the message can get out there, so other caregivers can know, other folks that's, of course, heading in this area to, of course, care for parents or to care for their spouse, that kind of thing, so they can know what kind of resources are out here. Because nobody else is really going, well, I can't say nobody unless you know somebody like me as a social worker or that works in the field or that has information or that's constantly researching, that kind of thing. Otherwise, you won't know what's out there. So make sure, like I said, that you definitely share this with them. And like I said, if you know somebody that needs to hear this, tag them in this video or share this video with them, y'all. Because they need to know what kind of help is out there as well. Like I said, I will definitely do more videos like this. This is not the second one I'll do. I'll do more than this, of course, at least once a week. So like I said, definitely y'all take care. I'll see y'all in the next video. Everybody have a great day.